Let me show you how to knit the continental combined method. This is the way I was taught to knit by my mother, who grew up in Chile. This method allows you to knit super fast, particularly stocking stitch and ribbed stitch patterns. We start after the cast on row. I have cast on here using long tail method with 2 needles so that the stitches are loose and easy to knit into. See my separate video if you want to learn this cast on. Holding both needles in your right hand, wind the yarn around your left index finger 3 times, using about 20 centimeters of the yarn. Now hold both needles in an overhand grip, using your thumb and middle fingers to grip the needles, and rest your right index finger on top of the right needle. Now, instead of knitting into the front loop of the stitch, we are going to insert the right needle into the back loop of the first stitch. Then take the right needle tip over the top of the thread on your left index finger and pull a loop towards you as you slide the right needle tip to the front of the left needle. Then use the right needle to pull the old stitch off the left needle. Let's try that again. Needle through the back loop, grab a loop of the yarn and pull to the front, and then pull the old stitch off. And we'll knit one more stitch and then continue knitting till the end of the row. Next, purl stitch. Swap the needles around and wind the yarn around your left index finger again. Swing your index finger towards you and insert the left needle into the front loop of the first stitch. Then use your index finger to wind the yarn underneath and around the top of the right needle tip and back to the front. Then slide the right needle tip down and catch a loop of the yarn as you take it under the left needle to the back of the work. Then use the right needle to pull the old stitch off the left needle. For subsequent stitches, simply insert the needle into the front loop, catch a loop by swinging the right needle tip over the yarn and under the left needle to the back, and pull the old stitch off. I'll demonstrate a few more stitches here. Once you are at the end of the row, we'll swap the needles round again, and I'll show you how the stitches lie when you knit this combination style knitting. We'd knit the first stitch as before by inserting the needle tip into the back loop of the first stitch. Let's take a closer look at the next stitch. You will see that it is sitting on the needles so that the right hand leg of the stitch is at the back and the left hand leg of the stitch is in front. When you knit the English method, the stitch sits on the needle with the right hand leg at the front and the left hand leg at the back. This difference in stitch orientation makes no difference with simple patterns such as rib or stocking stitch. However, it makes a difference when the pattern calls for you to knit through the back of a stitch and when working decreases. If you are reading an English pattern, you will need to change the orientation of the stitches before you work that part of the pattern. Nevertheless, there are great benefits in the combined continental knitting style, as shown here where I'm knitting a double rib stitch. The yarn is moved quickly from front to back using only a slight adjustment of your index finger. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. For more knitting tutorials, visit the Knit with Pat YouTube channel, and for original knitting and crochet patterns and the Marta's Yarns collection of knitting yarns, please visit patriciacantosdesign.com.